Welcome to Sunday's team call. I am so excited, you guys. This like Instagram and just like all the stuff gets me fired up. I love social media. I love like having a means to share a story. And so I will say one of the top questions that so many people ask me is like, who takes your photos? How do you get these good photos? I don't know what to post. I don't know what photos to post and all that kind of stuff. And let me tell you, I've always lived by myself other than, being a nanny with 4 other children who clearly aren't taking my photos. Or, I've never had a significant other and like all this stuff. So I've always had to take it upon myself to take my own photos. So kind of sharing with you guys how you can do it yourselves. If you have a significant other that can take your photos for you, by all means, you're lucky, because I would love that. And not only like having someone take your photos for you, but like how to take quality photos, because as you know, Instagram is very aesthetic, and it's really about the picture that draws people in, and then they read the caption. It's not a platform where people are reading the text. Facebook, I feel like, is more platform where people are reading the caption or the body of what's associated with the photo, versus Instagram is just you scroll and look at photos. And so, we live in a world where aesthetics are just a thing. As much as, our mind, body, soul is super important. The platform that we run our business on, it's kind of like our storefront, and we have to treat it like a storefront. So I wanted to share with you guys kind of how I take my photos and some tips for you on how to utilize free materials to get better quality photos. There's lots of trainings out there that we've either done calls on or we've shared on this kind of stuff, as well as like how to, do X, Y, and Z with your Instagram. So this, I just wanted to focus on like the photography aspect. So I will say, first and foremost, 98% of the photos taken with this bad boy. There's the random few that Lori took in Indy or in other trips, and let me tell you guys, Lori's photos are always phenomenal. So any professional photos are taken by her. But when it comes to everyday photos, I use a couple means. I use the self timer, or I use video, and I take screenshots from the video. The caveat with that is that you don't always get the highest quality photo. Brooke had a really good example, or she got to see kind of firsthand the photos that we took when I went to go have coffee with her. We literally I think we leaned the phone up against her little backpack purse, set the timer, and like walked away from the camera and took our photos. Like, let me kind of take a left turn here, because this is like my little soapbox. Coaching has done for me this whole, I don't know if it's an idea, but just like has helped with my self-confidence. You guys, I have no problem taking a photo of myself in public or asking someone to take my photo, because I just have this self-confidence. And it's not because I'm cocky, or it's not because I, feel like super slim or anything. It's just like I'm me, and someone can take a photo of me, and their judgments or their thoughts of me don't matter. They don't pay my bills. They don't make me any more successful. They don't do any of that. And that should just be like a general life rule in all aspects of life. It's like someone else's opinions isn't going to help you grow in any way. If anything, it's going to keep you smaller, and it's going to keep you down. So I'm going to go to my Instagram and kind of explain to you, like, this is where these photos were taken. But don't be afraid to take photos in public. It's something like it's out of my comfort zone in some aspects, but one of the biggest areas of growth personally has just been the ability to be okay with having photos taken of me. And I know that that's a big goal for some people. A lot of people maybe have like gotten to a point where they just don't want photos taken of them, and to be okay with photos being taken of them is just an achievement in itself. So that's kind of like one of the big things is like, don't be scared of what other people are going to think. Like, take the photo. You never know what you're going to capture. You never know like what's going to come of it. And then it's like, you've got content. So like when I was in Minnesota, I brought multiple outfits knowing that I wanted content for a decent amount of time. So I wore one photo to the pumpkin patch and had my mom take photos of me and Onyx, but then like I'm doing a fall giveaway tonight on my Instagram, and it's a photo of that I was like, hey mom, I know Onyx and dad are walking up there. Can you just take a quick photo of me? There's pumpkins in the background. I want to take it for my fall giveaway. Like I kind of knew in my mind, like that's what I wanted. And I could have easily just like ran off, but it's, you know, just kind of thinking ahead as far as like, you know, I look really cute. Like on the date, like I don't wear makeup often, but you bet your ass if I have makeup on, I'm taking multiple photos so that way I kind of have a stock of content that I can put out there. Because y'all know I don't wear makeup every single day. Like this is, no. So when I do, it gets documented. Same thing goes like with my hair. I took some like odd selfies at work today for OT Tuesday posts because my hair looks decent, which that's rare. So that's kind of that. So a few ways, you know, or a few tips as far as photo taking. Natural light is key. Whether you are, you know, if you're outside, that is best. I have a few examples of good lighting versus not so good lighting, even in the outdoor setting. So, for example, I took this photo with my mom. It's outside, but you can see there are shadows on our faces and we're squinting. Now, we literally took a few steps just around the corner in front of a different wall. Look at the difference. It makes a world of difference. Play around with the lighting. Don't have the sun directly in your face. And if you have portrait mode, use it. Like it just adds this like level up in quality of photo that people like, it's noticeable. So use your portrait mode, use the natural light. If you don't get a chance to get outside that much because you live in Minnesota and it's too cold and you'll freeze your nose off, go in front of a window. I know Sammy in her mornings when she's like looks, you can tell when she's first awake and she's like, good morning. She's always in front of that front window. I can always tell because that's where the natural light is. I have a giant window in my dining room / workout space. That is where I get my natural light for my workout videos and all that stuff. Use natural light. So a big tip is not to have the natural light behind you because that's just going to be like a ray of light. So to stand in front of a window or to go out on your patio or your balcony or to get in your backyard or your front yard is all great ways to get that natural light for quality photos. I have had like an evolution of ring lights. So sometimes this time of night, you don't have natural light. I have a little ring light that clips right onto your phone, like $7 on Amazon. Can definitely make a difference. It's usually what I use for team calls. I just didn't, when I wear my glasses, you can see my glasses and it's distracting. So I decided not to use it today, but that's a great option to give yourself light. I also had one that I actually gave to my mom, and if you follow my mom on Instagram, she uses it every morning for her sweaty selfie. But it can clip onto like, whether it's like a cabinet or a tabletop or whatever, and that also has a ring light and a place for your phone. And then I have the super fancy dancy ring light, which is how I take my indoor kind of photos or photos that are maybe in my room. I'm going to show you guys on my Instagram kind of the difference between those. But if you want to invest in the $100 ring light, I can't guarantee it's going to make your business grow at all. It's merely an accessory, but it will help if you want better lighting for your photos to capture more eyes. So those are just some tips as far as photos, and I'm going to have more tips as we kind of go through some examples. But does anyone have any questions right off the bat as far as like, how would you go about taking this photo type of thing?
I have a question. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say one random thought I had at the very beginning of this when you were talking about how like Facebook focuses on more like the caption, and it's because it's first.
Right.
On Facebook, the caption is first and the picture comes next. And on Instagram, the picture is first and the caption comes next, which I'd never like that's so stupid, but like makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Just a random thought. Okay, sorry.
Also, I got this on
You're
Amazon.
good.
Nicole had it.
Yeah, that thing.
And this is amazing. Like the legs, like bend, so you can like to any.
Yeah.
Is that a tripod?
Yeah,
yeah.
tripod. And I used.
And you just put your phone in it. Yeah. So there's also this.
The cruise for the win.
Twins. Oh yeah, yours is a little different, but similar. Same idea.
I just shared a link to the one that I bought. Mine was like $30 on Amazon, and it's massive.
Ooh.
Nice.
So you this is like dying. Yeah, that's like dead. I have a second one. Let's see. You can see a difference.
That's mine. It's massive.
Oh damn.
But it also comes with a little Bluetooth like remote to it, so you can hook it up to your phone and you can take still shots with it. You don't have to use the selfie timer.
Oh, that's cool.
There you go. Okay. Well,
I think Brooke had a question.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Courtney, I know you do a preset on Lightroom, and I was trying to figure it out. Do you pay for yours extra? Like you do it like right where your photo's at? Like I literally spend so much time on the app, and I cannot figure it out.
So you buy the preset off of Etsy, or Preset Villa, I think, has their own website. So I bought a preset, and they send you the instructions on how to get it set up in the Lightroom app. I couldn't explain it to save my life, but their instructions always cover the bases as far as how to get it set up. And then you
you like download it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like this photo of my stuff for fall giveaway.
Yeah.
Makes it more cohesive. And you can see this. So this is like my folder. You can see it all kind of ties together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, and I'm just going to kind of scroll through my Instagram just to kind of show you guys, like, this is how I legitimately get my photos taken, or how I kind of manage it. Okay, this one here, I was literally on the airplane flying to Minnesota, and I was like, ooh, this lighting is bomb. Took a photo of myself because my hair and makeup was done, and I was going to do like a deep post about missing my family, but it kind of worked with the caption that I wanted to share on Friday. This selfie timer with Brooke. Selfie timer, set it on a random rock in my parents' backyard. Asked my mom to take this photo. Sam took this. We asked him, like, hey, can you take our photo? And I made sure it was in portrait mode, because you'd be surprised the quality. Wine night with my girlfriends. Don't be afraid to be like, hey, let's take a photo. You know, the big thing here is, like, I asked other people to take these photos for me. And so kind of going back to that idea of, like, be confident in yourself and know that it's okay to have someone take photos of you. It's not narcissistic. It doesn't make you cocky or anything like that. It's okay to feel beautiful or sexy or just confident in someone taking your photo and capturing a moment.
Did you guys know there's actually a name for that, for someone, you taking a picture with yourself? Like, it's not a selfie because you're not taking it. It's actually called a solo dolo. Just a fun fact.
Again, another selfie timer deal. There was people sitting in booths next to us. This is a great example of the ring light. My room isn't the best well lit, and I use the ring light to brighten this up so it looks a little better. Using natural light, again, this is another one. I went to the pool at my apartment because I wanted to make this post. Like, I never go to the pool at my apartment, but I literally jumped in the pool so I could make this post. Sometimes it just makes you go out of your comfort zone. It makes you jump in the pool and, you know, what have you. This is a solid throwback. But as you can see, again, I set up a timer and ran and sat on my couch to drink my pumpkin spice latte. So like creep on other people's like social medias to kind of get an idea of like, oh, this was super out of my comfort zone. I asked a coworker to take this photo of me. There's a patient sitting like on a chair right over here that was laughing at me. And I was like, Keon, he's one of my coworkers. I was like, can you take a picture of me on the news step? And he's like, yeah. Like, why? And I was like, cuz just don't ask questions, just take my photo. And it was super uncomfortable, but I was kind of like, I did that. Like, now I've got good content to put out. And, you know, and we could laugh about it. So don't be scared. And one of the big lessons I've learned is just to capture moments. Like, okay, talk about going out of comfort zones here. You know, that, yeah. Totes out of comfort zone.
Oh, God.
But honestly, that picture in itself, like the original post was probably the best, but it speaks 1,000 words and can tell, like, to have a photo that can tell a story is huge. So another one, picture at work, super uncomfortable, but people loved it. You know, that's just some examples of how I get my photos. Phone was set up on a coffee table, ring light with a timer. This was using the lighting, the natural lighting of a window, portrait mode. I need to airdrop this photo because this is like the perfect example. I got my team leader backpack in the mail, and I'm gonna stop sharing. Oh wait, no, I'm not, because I'm gonna airdrop this. For those of you who don't know, Team Impact hit team leader this year, and that's like a big freaking deal. And I got the backpack in the mail. The backpack was like, how do I get to my airdrop? Oh, hold on one second. Anyways, I got the backpack in the mail. That's like a big deal. And I was like, I really want to get a photo with this backpack because I have a story to tell with this backpack. And I was like, I want natural lighting. How am I going to do this? There we go. Not working. Intermission. Okay, well, I get this figured out. Anyone have any questions? Anyone? Comments? Okay, 1 second, sorry. Awkward pause. Okay. Now it's gonna. Okay. So this photo here. I kid you not, you guys, this photo, there was a golf cart sitting in the front of my apartment complex. I set my Shakeology shaker cup on the back seat of this golf cart, set the timer, and walked in front of this timer. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the people in the front office were watching me. Guess who doesn't give a fuck? Me. So those are just like some examples of how, I had to send it to my mom in order to pull it up on my computer. She's like, There's an awkward hand placement, but those peaches. Oh, she makes a good point, you guys. Uh-oh. Okay, hold on. Uh-oh. Do you guys see the awkward hand placement? Hold on. How do I zoom into this? My mom just ruined the photo. Oh,
Please still post this and make a comment about it.
I love your mom so much for catching that.
I've looked at this photo so many times and I've never caught that. Leave it to my
I
mom.
never saw that.
Oh my god.
Like a baby penis coming out.
The very flaccid penis.
Very. But my ass looks good. So we'll stick with it. Oh my god. Okay. So that happened. But on that note, does anyone have any other questions about like where to take photos, in what situations, and like that stuff? Like I know last night, Brooke, you got a photo with your boyfriend with like your Halloween costume. So did Sammy, you got like your girls' night. And so like Mariah, she's a great example of when we were at Summit, she got a stock pile of photos. Like that girl was going around with her selfie stick, taking all the fucking pictures, and she's still using them for her content. Like that's a perfect example of like, she had all these different outfits on, and she's able to use them for weeks, months. And so it kind of takes out that option of like, well, I don't know what to post. I don't have a photo to post, you know? So
Also, definitely take advantage of when you are with other coaches, because it's so funny because when Courtney and I were on the cruise, like that, I think that was the first time that we had really been together for like an extended period of time. And it was just so nice to be able to like be like, oh yeah, take a picture like this, or take a picture of me doing this. And like they totally get it. And like she could be like, okay, put your arm this way, or put your leg this way, or don't sit that way because it looks weird. And like she totally got it. So if you're ever with someone like another coach, eat that shit up, because they totally understand where you're coming from, and it's so easy to not have to give someone directions about how to do it.
Mhm.
And so I showed you guys, because you saw the one, I took multiple photos in my parents' backyard. I was showing my mom, she's like, did you just have a photo shoot in your backyard? I was like, hell yeah, you got nice fall trees. Goes great with my aesthetic. Thanks, Mom.
No joke, you guys, I am probably tomorrow, if it's nice outside, sorry Sam, but our neighbor's yard across the street, they have this huge tree, and they have the corner of our like cul-de-sac, and so they have this huge yard, and it is covered in red leaves, like bright red leaves. I literally might go lay in their yard tomorrow and be like, take a photo of me. Like that might happen. So if you see a picture tomorrow of me in a leaf pile, it's from my neighbor's yard.
Yes. Love that. Does anyone have any other questions? It's nothing like super earth shattering, but just like some reminders of like different ways to go about taking pictures. And I know there's been other calls about like how frequently to post and what to post and that stuff. And so definitely like refer to those. But I highly recommend that you don't, it's very rare if I post on Instagram more than once a day. Like that's very rare. So I wouldn't make that a routine thing. If anything, post once a day. I have cut back on, like, I don't necessarily post every day. If something truly isn't on my heart and I can't provide quality content, then I don't post, because people don't want crap out there. I want people to know that when I post that they're getting some good shit, you know? So I think I told Brooke and Sammy that on my flight to Minnesota, I have a note. Where is it? I literally typed up Instagram captions. based on personal development, looking at old posts that I've posted, all that kind of stuff. And so now I have a bank of things that I can go from. And so that's kind of that. Anyone have
I
any?
feel like that's where I struggle is the caption.
Personal development. Well, okay. I will say one thing that helps me, and I know this may not be the case for everyone, but hopefully it helps someone. Like having my OT Tuesday helps me because I know on Tuesdays, whatever is on my heart when it comes to being a therapist, I get to just use that as my outlet, and people eat it up. Like people love it. They can relate to that. So if you have like that specific niche market that you can find, like whether it's once a week or it's like something to have niche market content that goes out there. I can't tell you how many students of various fields seek people on social media for like confirmation of the field that they're going into.
Right.
So seriously, I can't tell you how
That's
many.
how I found Courtney. That's how I found you. Looking into OT.
Oftentimes, like my post on Friday, let me tell you, talking about my singleness, totally outside of my comfort zone, like made me want to vomit. But it was inspired because of the journal that I got. I'm in like the launch group on Facebook, and the author was like, if you know, you could be entered for a giveaway if you talk about the book and stuff like that. I was like, well, shit, if I get 2 free items off her website, like, okay, I'll put a post on social media. And so then as I'm typing the caption, like things just came from my heart. So a lot of my captions come from personal development. Sometimes it's from like old posts. Like I love Facebook memories. Gives me the best inspiration sometimes. Sometimes it's this time last year I was doing this. Look at the growth I've had in a year type of thing.
But also remember too that we just like kind of talked about how like, you know, like on Instagram, like people are going to see the picture before they see the caption. So like,
Right.
don't stress so much about the like obviously have good content. Like I'm not saying that there's not value in that, but just like knowing that and thinking about like how I scroll through Instagram, I don't always hit read more on the captions that I'm scrolling through. So like if you can spend more time on creating like the quality photo of it, that might, I'm saying still have good captions, but don't stress as much about it, is I guess what I was meaning.
Yeah, that's a good point. It does take some practice. Like it sounds so silly to be like practice with your caption writing, but like honestly, it's you learn. It's yeah. Some of my going back to the Facebook memories, there are some things I look at and I'm like, did you really have to post that, Courtney? Did that really provide value? Like, did that have to be put out for people to see? But that's growth. That's the journey. Another place that I get a lot of like inspiration from is I get the "You Are a Badass." I'm a little behind, but these little things. A lot of my weekly check-ins with my boot camp, that my like quote or thought of the week comes from these, because it's like, oh yeah, like this speaks to my soul, and then that's kind of where I share from. So that's kind of that. If you guys ever feel like the things that we put in the boot camp, as far as like the words on the graphics or the content that we provide, like if it resonates with you, take your spin on it and share what's in your heart. That's one of the best things that I've learned to do. And I feel like sometimes when things are, I don't want to use the word messy, but not super like there's an intro, body, and conclusion type of thing. People see the authenticity and just like, this is just what's on my heart and I need to get it out there. People feel the authenticity of that. So never lose touch of your authenticity and the heart that you have to empower other people, help people, and just put yourself out there in a way that's gonna maybe just make someone smile or laugh. So that's kind of my takeaway on that. Any Last.
To add to that, I would say, like, I've heard this a million times, but you can never be afraid to put yourself out there because you never know who's going to connect to that one story that you put out there. It could be one person, it could be 5, but that one person is really all that matters.
Mm-hmm. One of Sydney's challengers follows me on Instagram, and when I posted about being single on Friday, she was like, you have no idea how much I relate to that. It just brings me comfort to know that I'm not the only person that's like struggling with being single. Bam, I made my impact, even if it's just her. I'm sure there's others that relate, but like, that's what we're here for ultimately. So, your story matters. Anything else? I'm actually like doing good on time. Oh, me. Anything else? Any other questions? Ideas for next week's call? Anyone have any requests? Things you're struggling with? I don't know. Maybe you had an idea, Sammy. And I just
No, I would say please help a sister out because